day. TZ Von Savage in the place to be. Sucker MCs. Felt like I practiced that in the mirror like for 30 minutes. Nah, I really didn't though. But guess what? Recent hate crimes are a wake up call. Just the recent ones are a wake up call. And what to do if you think you're being followed. Because you need advice on what to do if you're being followed. And right away, I smell. You know I smell them. You should be smelling them too. And guess who they're not giving the advice to? To you black people. How'd you guess? We'll talk about it when we come back.
Music TV. Music TV.
All right, y'all. You are tuning in to the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences and show how one could have or could not have been keeping it P. And I already told you, I'm your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be. I already told you that. Now let's get into these recent hate crimes that are a wake-up call, because it's only the recent ones. It's not the ones that happened any time before the recent ones. No, don't worry about that. They're gruesome right away. Do you know how they never, like, even when they talk about George Floyd all the time, it's never gruesome. It's never heinous. It's just murder or death. The death of George Floyd. But this is the gruesome killing of Christina Yuna Lee in New York City this month. It rattled many women who could imagine. So all women got rattled because this Asian woman got killed. Like no other women are getting killed. Not the host of black women that are disappearing, the native women disappearing. No. We're not talking about that. No. Lee was followed home after a night out with friends and stabbed to death in her Chinatown apartment. So didn't nobody notice somebody out of the ordinary in Chinatown late at night? You not Chinese, but you in Chinatown chilling. I'm just walking around. I'm just saying. Asian American women have been on especially high alert with reports of anti-Asian harassment rising in the last 2 years. So just in the last 2 years, black women, and I'm only talking about because they're talking about women, have been experiencing how much? Over many moons. They 2 years and now stop the press. We got to get to the bottom of this. But all the disappearing black women, no, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. It was a wake-up call, said Rifat Rahman, the program coordinator of the South Asian Network's gender-based, here we go, gender-based violence prevention unit. Here we go, gender. Now here we go. We going to the bussy bro side. They slide in the bussy brigade in there. Rahman does safety planning with survivors of domestic violence and helps them come out of an unsafe environment. Yeah, it sounds like you only do it for the Asians, but okay. But in the last week, she found herself thinking about how she should advise her clients, family, and friends to prepare for situations that are random and unexpected. So you do say these are random. So these are random. You don't know that this is PC targeting y'all? No, you don't know that. It's random. out of nowhere. You like to try to say it's black people doing it when you're by yourselves. You really want to say it's black people doing it, but the fact is, it is not. Is it? Is it the? Is it? Is it? Is Are we the ones that went up in Atlanta? We did that. Oh, okay. Those who work with sexual assault and domestic violence survivors like Rahman and Jong-Ling Wu, the community services program manager for Los Angeles-based Center for the Pacific Asian Family. I told y'all. They just didn't want to say they was talking about specifically help for Asian. They try to make it all women. Then they try to say gender, like it was for the bussies too. Like now we're with the LGB alphabet crew too. Now are quick to remind people that the majority of these violent incidents come from someone you know. In most cases, comes from someone you know. If you're in Chinatown, who do you know in Chinatown? If you got attacked in Chinatown and it's usually a crime by somebody you know, who do you think jumped out the bushes in Chinatown? Huh? In most cases, the attacker is not a stranger jumping out of the bushes. It's not a stranger. You know him. Who do you know in Chinatown? What is the community comprised of in Chinatown? So if you got attacked in Chinatown, across the United States in Chinatowns, if you're being attacked in Chinatown, they just said this is from your Pacific Asian Family Center, and they said they're quick to remind you that the majority of violent incidents are from someone you know. They said strangers are not jumping out of the bushes attacking people. So if you're in Chinatown and you were attacked, Asian people, it probably was somebody Asian in Chinatown. This is the Pacific Center just told you this. So I don't want to hear no more of this. Black people are the ones doing it. I don't want to hear that no more. We already said who it is. But some of the conversations around stranger danger that took hold in the 80s and 90s are coming back. Here's the fear mongering of all the lock up the Negroes in the 80s and 90s. Your crime bills, your best friend, Joe Biden, the first black president, you coons like to say, Bill Clinton. So here it comes. They're lining you back up. You don't even see it to lock you up, throw away the key. But they clearly just told you who was doing all the riffraff. Ramen told you who's doing the riffraff. Riff Rat told you who's just doing all the riffraff. People you know. Los Angeles recorded the most hate crimes among large cities in 2021, a 71% jump. Now hold on. Y'all done heard 1,000% jump, 300%, 400%. We done heard all these outrageous percentages, and you just said this is the recent study from the Center for Hate and Extremism at Cal State San Bernardino. This is from Los Angeles. Y'all listen to this. 71% is it. It's not no thousands and it's 3,000% and it's 200%. No, it's not. And that means it's from people you know because you just said strangers aren't jumping out the bushes. It's the third highest annual total in U.S. cities since the 70s. So not San Francisco. So stop saying that. Remember all the stuff was happening in San Francisco, right? We seen it, right? We did all the articles. It's up 3,000%. Remember New York? This is where they like to test all the stuff at, right? We seen all this stuff. Now when it's not working, we'll sweep it under the rug like it never happened. And so it's really happening in Los Angeles with 71%. Not the 300, not the 4,000% that all these media outlets were quoting. Remember that. You can go back and look at our streams when we told you it was all Garbage. We told you that. You guys are just racist. You reverse discrimination against Asian people. No, we heard the lies, we called out the lies, and that was it. You just don't want to cut the check. How do you prepare for the worst without being constantly terrified? So, how do you prepare for the people in your neighborhood attacking you? This is what they're trying to tell you. Asian people, this article is to tell you how do you save yourself in Chinatown from being attacked by other Asians. It's like learning how to drive, said Wu. If you fixate on the potholes, you'll hit the potholes. It's more helpful to steer toward the smooth road. Look for where you want to go so you're not stuck scared because that's an awful place to be. The Times asked Wu, Rahman, Catherine Yuma, the executive director of the Korean American Family Services based in Chinatown, blah, blah, blah. And she asked a gang of other people, stop the Asian hate. And the LAPD officer, Drake Madison, to share some ways people can be prepared. This is what they gave you, Asian people in Chinatown, to keep you safe from other Asian people attacking you. So this is to help you with the Asian on Asian crime you've been experiencing, the hate crime you've been experiencing. What to do if you think you're being followed? Simple answer is to get out of that situation as fast as you can. Whether that means taking a different route, I don't know where you're going to go, Asian people, because you're in Chinatown and you're all there together in Chinatown attacking each other. He said, enter a nearby store or business or knock on a neighbor's door instead of going home. Come on, man. This is a lot of blah, blah, blah. People in small communities who may have a distrust in law enforcement might not feel comfortable reaching out. Hold on, Chinatown. Y'all gotta, hold on. Y'all ain't comfortable with law enforcement? Huh? Huh? Is that why y'all getting attacked and ain't reporting the crimes? Because it's Asian on Asian crime? Huh? You don't want us to know there's a crime wave going on in Chinatown, huh? So there's a crime wave going on in Chinatowns across the United States that they don't want you to know about. They scared to call the police. They being attacked by their other Chinese countrymen. She thinks this is especially common among children of immigrants whose parents came to the U.S. for a better life. If someone's parents came from uh, a fleeing war, it can feel as though you're overreacting to be scared of something you see on the news. What? Man, blah, blah, blah. Build your support network. Familiarize yourself with phone emergency options. Now you can share your location in a know how to share your location in an emergency. You're gonna be in Chinatown. Look into safety apps. Understand how your brain reacts to emotional, physical trauma. Y'all ain't suffered by your own community. Think about how you can be part of a community response. I don't know. Y'all got the Asian Ninja Brigade on lock. Y'all got the special unit. What else you need? Understand attack range. I mean, take a self defense class with y'all ain't teaching kung fu in the Chinatown, fam. This is a whole article on Asian crime. The last paragraph. This includes not having your head buried in your cell phone. This can go to us too. And being aware of people or vehicles that might be following you. We already said on Swivel. Ramen also recommends being generally aware of where the emergency exits are, wherever you are, how to get your neighborhood alerts, where you'd go if you wouldn't go home, and what red flags to look out for if something doesn't seem right. Even if 99% of the time you don't utilize it, if you use it 1% of the time, it makes a difference, right? Because you don't need to use none of that unless you're in Chinatown, because that's where Asians are being attacked. It's Asian on Asian crime in Chinatown. Just read the article. It just told you that. It is not black people attacking Asian folks And the times that you're being attacked, it is PC and other Asians. Bottom line, we just said it. It just was read. I just read it. You believe the media, don't you? You believe that. Lamestream media just told you. See, Dub S gonna tell some truth in it. And they just told you the truth is, Rufus. There it goes. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about not being on code. We would get the check cut if we got on code. I promise you that. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It'll happen. But what I need you to do is declare, not make, but declare anti-black racism a public health crisis. Make it happen. Boy, I'll be getting caught up. I need to got to put on the next commercial, but I got caught up in the jam, y'all. Make sure you share this program. Make sure you go get a shirt, some gear, support. You say you do. At least share. Share is caring, that deal.
Music TV.
Everybody know you get the money from that robbery before you went up today. I told you motherfucker I got your money yet, man. Fuck you, man. You ain't got the money yet. Fuck you think you is, man. Motherfucking Ron O'Neal or something. What you gonna do? You ain't supposed to be scared now because you got a pistol, motherfucker.
I got it. Look, I don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit. Self-made with this shit. I slay with this shit. Been a lot of roads I done paved with this shit. Look, see, I don't play with this shit. You don't
Kyrie with the give and go. I get it cheap for the low. More snow than the Eskimo big birdies. Taking flight, change your life in one night. By 2 a.m. if you do it right. Up late like midnight. Small fish, big appetite. Get an extra 4 if you whip it right. Got good gas in his light bright. Got
He been hula hooping through loopholes, working round shit. You can count lava down, but you can't count them out, baby. Life give me lemons, I make lemon rain die. He been hula hooping through loopholes. I gotta go, gotta hustle to get it. If you ain't talking business, little shawty, you
Hey, Ray Ray.
Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the Putin. I know that might sound a little confusing. I had to say it for my own amusement. What I'm trying to say is, can we go cruising? Top down, blow some good gas, and listen.
Brushy cream, leaves, Keith, oil, premium bud. Man, I hustle in the street, but I'm a freak with the love.
Bring that ass over, tryna bring it back. I'm a big dog, tryna bring it back. I'ma slide in the way to bring it back. Let a nigga.
All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it.
Music TV.